Okay, we are live. Hi, this is William Ramsey. Welcome to William Ramsey Investigates. On today's show, I have a very special guest, returning guest. If you've listened to my show, you'll know his name, Jim Smith of Drowning Victims. You can see him on Smiley Face Cult, at Smiley Face Cult on Twitter. And if you're watching this on Rumble, X, or Rockfin, you will see his excellent Twitter account. Check it out. It's probably the best place you can go to research this phenomenon known as the Smiley Face Killers, which is still happening. And I asked him back on the show. This will be our 12th episode on the subject. We've done a lot of shows. It's unbelievable. We're almost at the 10-year mark of like researching this stuff, which is really incredible because I just reposted one of my old videos of how it all started for me, which was Joey LaBute, Columbus, Ohio. And I reposted that, I think, on X and on my Patreon. And I'm posting a lot more stuff on my Patreon now. But this, like I said, this will be, Jim was like one of the primary researchers on my 3.5-hour documentary in 2017. It's unbelievable. Then I did a documentary in 2020, Global Slaughter Continues. And then my most recent book, which is trying to be a history of SFK. There's so much stuff that I could put in there. It's 400 pages. It's grueling, but I think it gives a great overview of the researchers. I mean, it has Jim in there. Sarsky, so many other good guys, Gannon Gilbertson, all the way up to the present. Bella Sloan, the psychic, who I thought did great work, and has a lot of the more significant cases that are happening, the significant cases that really typify this phenomenon of young men going out, getting separated from friends, acting strange oftentimes, like Riley Strain, then literally vanishing only to appear in water. And they got the name Smiley Face Killers from Gilbertson and Gannon, who found this spray-painted smiley face, often in orange, near the sites of where they think the bodies were put in water. And that name is stuck. And there's a great other researcher out there who covers these cases. He uses the term staged drownings, which I actually kind of prefer, but smiley face is stuck. So, but I mean, there is this correlation, this overlap with the use of the smiley face symbol in culture and film. I've done whole chapters on that. But some of the other shows, if you want to check out my catalog and follow up on Jim Smith, like we've done stuff with Igor Sarsky, who was the person who made me aware of the Order of Nine Angles. We've done one on the brutal global lunar SFK kill cycle last year. That was April. We've done one on the Austin deaths. That was April 13th, 2023. 2017, we did important Riley Strain updates, March 2024. That spiked a great interest in the smiley face killings. But I think our first interview, believe it or not, was March 31st, 2017. But I have a lot of slides. There's a lot to talk about. There was just really what came kind of sparked. I should talk to Jim Smith. Is this, if you're watching this, like I said, live, you'll see this Daily Mail post with the title, Major City Gripped by Serial Killer. Rumors as cops reveal 38 bodies have been found in and around Lake, which is really astonishing. And I'm going to play a little clip here of the Joe Rogan show because Joe and Tim Dillon, who's also done a show on the Smiley Face Killers, were literally talking about these killings. It was just in May last month about this. So let me just play that and then we'll get started.
I think they would cover up a murder.
That's sweet.
If you murdered 3 people, I think the Austin PD would go, whatever, man. He's doing a lot. They'd bring that mayor, that guy, and he'd go, what? They go, yeah, the suspect's Joe Rogan. He was standing over the bodies. They'd go, are you out of your fucking mind? Drive him home right now. Drive that man home.
If I was in waist deep in Rainy Street, drowning a partygoer.
They don't care.
Bro, they still don't want to admit that there's a serial killer.
You're the tourism board. There's something's up.
There's a serial killer.
Something's going on.
I believe there's a serial killer.
And what are they doing? They're luring people to that bridge and then...
Yeah, it's not hard. People like to go to the bridge. You just got to look out for the bushes.
So weird. I guess it's such a high to kill someone. To me, I'm like, what do you get out of it? But I guess the people that are doing it like it.
They're broken. There's broken people. And some broken people do meth, and some broken people drown guys who like to party.
Do you ever talk to, I'm sure...
It's interesting that he uses the term broken because that's the picture of the video for my first documentary is from the broken video for 9 Inch Nails and Peter Christopherson, which I need to do another show and update people on that guy. Anyway, Jim Smith, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
What a great introduction. Thank you so much, William.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for being back on. It's been a while. For people who haven't heard your name, maybe haven't followed you on Twitter, I'll put a link to your Twitter account in the show notes when we're done with this so people can check it out. What have you been up to? What's going on? There's a lot happening. And so, I mean, fill us in. What's up?
Not much has changed since probably the last time I was on. It's still just continues to have story after story. Almost every weekend of young men disappearing after a night out, almost all times. I mean, there's other cases too, but it's definitely stayed pretty steady, and life's good. I mean, just working these cases as much as possible and trying to do anything we can just to, try to make people aware of what's going on and try to just educate people. That's really my only intention of doing this still. And there's a lot more people than just us now, William, and it's really great. Like you mentioned, Stage Drownings on Twitter. That's a great profile and a friend, and it's just people like us trying to educate people and do what we can to really make law enforcement do their jobs. And
what a thought, huh? Like actual law enforcement doing their jobs. Like they're not doing their job in Austin. They're not warning people. Like you could end up dead in the water there. Like there's no question about it. This is like somebody sent me this clip of like some of the more recent people since 2022. And some of the names aren't known. I know some of the names, but they're intentionally not identified. Like the one guy from Israel is not identified in this list. He's a very important piece of this whole thing. But you know all these names, don't you?
No, there's so many lists that are going around. And, one of the biggest misconceptions about Austin, I think that's a great place to just start talking tonight. But, it's not just Lady Bird. It's the Colorado River. It's which feeds into Lady Bird. But, Lake Austin, right? That's another place where there's lots of bodies. So it's really all over Austin. I would say that I can't confirm this completely, but I will say that the Austin Police Department, mayor's office, etc., are trying to censor these stories. I mean, they don't want to release any of the information. In fact, they changed their police scanner this summer after July 4th.
That's right.
They made it private, and we think they did it because of us, some of people who do what we do.
Right. He was the guy from Dash, the guy from was it?
Yes,
I forgot his name. He was on it. Like they literally changed it after he was reporting the guy from Israel who died. Who I can't remember his name. What was it? Crow or something?
Eli
Blau.
He was a cancer survivor, and he was a comedian. Which I think that's great that you brought up Tim Dillon and Joe Rogan. That's a great clip. And I feel like those guys are really like upstream of culture, and that they're talking about this really is a big step forward. And I mean, it was not a coincidence right after you posted that clip, William, that they posted that the Daily Mail had that story this week about what you just posted. And people on Twitter who normally don't talk about this stuff were bringing up that the 38 bodies, and that number keeps growing, right? I mean,
it does. Yeah, it does.
That it's interesting, and they're still not counting what I just said. And there's something really bad and evil going on in Austin, and it's really crazy. It's kind of a perfect storm of politics and violence because of the mayor, and the mayor is really bad. And the police department, I know for a fact, are really frustrated with how they're having to treat these murders. Are you familiar with this, William? Have you heard this?
Go into it. For people who haven't heard, please just retell. I don't know some of the details that you may know.
Well, I've just heard from people that don't want to talk publicly, but the police definitely are very frustrated. I hope people are in Austin, or maybe from the police department, are listening tonight, because they know that their reputation is just laughable at this point. And it's really a perfect storm of politics in Austin based on, they have a DA, district attorney, who's really soft on crime and has really not supported law enforcement. And so they've made these murders in Austin really got hot like what you're showing the last couple years have been blazing hot.
Yeah.
But it's really been since about 2018 it's gotten hot. And there's been some bodies before that, but it really exploded then. So, I mean, they've made a conscious effort to just censor these stories as much as possible and try to act like they're accidents, but there's so many of them. I mean, it's like almost like they're taunting the people in charge.
Yeah, they are. It's like they're taunting. That was the same thing going through my mind, is that Eli Blau was like literally, if you walked out of the Austin mayor's office and walked straight to the river, that's where he was found naked. And they said, or found, like, I think he was in his underwear. They said he had a heart attack. That was the first thing. And like, the guy from Dash is like, no way. Jamie's like, nope, no way. I took a picture. I saw the picture. I can show some of these pictures. They're so graphic.
Yeah, so he didn't take that picture.
Okay.
And I don't want to put him on Front Street, but somebody on the inside, let's say that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And that's kind of what created a firestorm. And that's supposedly what caused them to change their police scanner, which has always been public, to private because of that. And we posted that. And it gets worse. The body was found in a place where it'd be impossible to miss that he was there for very long, number two. Right. And they said that he had a gunshot wound, and they tried to say it was suicide, yet no firearm was ever recovered. So you do the math.
Right, and it wasn't on scene. You can see in the picture there's no gun there. It's no sensible or
no gun anywhere near found anywhere. Yeah. We actually have the last meal, the receipt, the last place where he was eating before he vanished. And we've had very little help from people trying to get the information about possibly who paid at that time. And so there are paper trails that we really need help. People with some resources that could actually do something.
Wasn't he at a food truck?
No, he was at a Mexican restaurant there in Austin that's been there a long time. And that was the last time that he had any contact or any activity on his card. And he was missing for days. And very suspicious. But again, have had zero help or support from Austin PD or the mayor. Or they just want this to go away. And unfortunately, they just keep having body after body after body. They're run out of excuses. And now it's become a mainstream media story.
Daily Mail's from England. It's UK. That's not even like in the US. Yeah. TMZ, right. Mm-hmm. TMZ is like no idea. There's been a bunch of recent, I have some slides in my slide presentation of these other investigators who are doing work. They've had millions of views. So the interest is there. The interest in these cases is there. It's just
so weird, though. Austin's such an interesting city because there's so many people that are trying to make a name off of these murders in Austin, but no one has really done much to advance the football. They all regurgitate the same talking points, in my opinion, and it's misunderstood so much that even like Joe Rogan was saying, like people are still discussing if this is one killer. You know, we're not even close to that, guys. You know, this is lacrosse on steroids. This is exactly what this is. This is lacrosse in Wisconsin 20 years ago times 5.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the worst. It's the worst city in the world right now. And if I don't know if you know this, but Portland, they've had 6 or 7 bodies pop up there too.
More.
Oh, really? How many do they have? Is it men? I don't even know. Is it men or men and women?
You know, it's both. I don't know if they're connected or not, but I know a lot of people were being found in the rivers. I've actually seen that same story written about that same area in Portland a couple times in 10 years. And it's always the same thing. They just mysteriously find people, but it's mostly both. So, you know, it's hard to tell. They did have that young man you posted up earlier. That was in Portland, Oregon, I believe.
Okay. Oh, that was the one in Vancouver. Let me see if I can go back to that.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbia. Oh, yeah. Vancouver. So that's in the same area. Vancouver's the city north of Portland, right? Yeah. Frankie Fred, May 30th.
Yeah. And that's a pretty weird one, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Something's definitely going on. I'm always interested to see like what places have more of these crimes. Almost every year, like one state stands out more than any it still seems that Texas is the hottest, maybe.
Right. Since mid-April, 10 bodies have been pulled from the Willamette and Columbia rivers. So I don't know if those are all smiley face killings, maybe having to do with fishing, boating, or kayaking, but all these people are on the water or something, can't swim. I don't know, but that's been in the news. Yeah,
that young man right there is very suspicious, just because of how long he was missing. There's another crime victim. It seems that the UK is under attack right now. That was a victim. They found a body in Manchester, which has been quiet.
Strangely, a lot of cases there.
Like over 100.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, one of the worst. But Scotland seems to have some issues right now, which that place has a history. All of the UK, I've seen cases. Wales, obviously, Great Britain.
Yeah, no, it's always been hot. Bath, Bristol, that area, Wales, yeah. Those have always been cases. This guy's missing. Jeremy Naves in Abilene, Texas, still missing.
Yeah, just saw that. Leaving a bar, by the way, again.
Big case in Princeton. Prince's student Lauren Blackburn found dead at lake near campus after vanishing April 26, 2025.
Yep.
That's
Stanford,
a man.
New Jersey. Lauren Blackburn was a man. He's a really smart kid. Very, again, disappeared where camera coverage, there was none.
Right.
No, leaving the library, vanished. And where he was found was where they row. They have rowing practice.
Uh-huh.
And it's a very, I forget the name of the lake. It's like Carnegie Lake. Yeah, Andrew Carnegie Lake is right in front of me. And it's like 9 feet deep. And they searched that body of water like multiple times, and he wasn't there. It's just
classic story.
100%. Again, rowing connection, really smart kid. Yeah. Second victim on campus, there was another young woman on that same campus of Princeton. Sorry, but I thought it was interesting that it was very suspicious at the time, and they tried to say her death was a suicide, but both of the students were found like in a similar place on campus.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, it's just like right in the middle. There was another, it reminds me, there was a UK case where a guy was last seen at like the commissary and ends up in the lake in the center of campus. There's definitely one. I can't remember his name offhand.
Yes.
Kenneth Cutting, Houston. So it's like back in Texas, all these other things in Texas are going on.
Texas has been a bad place for a while.
Yeah, it has.
San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Corpus Christi, obviously.
Yeah. This is another one. Campos Ferris, Chicago. This is another one from Nashville. McFadden, 23. Sandy Hook. I think he was found in water. I think I covered that one. Athens, close to you. Seth Stephen Evans.
Yeah, that's been a while. Yep. That seems to that's interesting. So you brought up Georgia. So the crimes had really stopped here for a while, and we've probably had 5. I mean, since New Year.
Wow.
And I mean, a couple of them, you don't look like prototypical cases, but I believe it's been awfully weird. A lot of different mysterious cases where people have vanished here in Georgia since the new year. Yeah, right. That case was a case we've been watching for a while in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
Alexis
this guy.
Garcia,
yeah. Yep, no suspicion of foul play related to this case, and the investigation has been closed. Clap your hands and move on. He was only missing for freaking 6 months and then found near water. Crazy.
Right. No, I mean, let me say, so he was in ROTC, and they found again, military connection. They found his car abandoned, like they do so many people on, like it was near a bridge, and it was like a Mercedes. It's a really nice car. And he disappeared on the anniversary of the only other victim at their school.
Wow.
Which he also was found in water. He was targeted after leaving a fraternity party.
Yep,
he was reported to have gotten in a fist fight that night for the first time ever. And so, again, 2 years, I think it was 3 years later, Garcia vanished, and they kept searching. The FBI, and they had a helicopter that was searching the bay where he was eventually found. Like every few weeks, you would read that they were out searching for him. They couldn't find him. Like on the anniversary when they found the first college kid, they were out searching for him on that anniversary. And they were able to immediately ID Alexis, but it'd be pretty hard to believe that he'd be able to be ID'd so fast after being in water for 6 months.
Right. How strange, huh?
Just really hard to believe.
We know it's him. Yep. I think since November 21st. Little Bay.
Yep. Good-looking kid. Military connection.
Yeah.
Very weird. A lot of airmen, a lot of Navy people.
Yeah, it's a thing. It reminds me of Seamus Gray.
100%.
Yeah.
Was in the Navy.
Yep, there you go.
Yes, sir. Chicago.
Yep.
Found by the pier.
With the smiley face. I think a smiley face was later found there, if I remember correctly. This is an older one. Who's this guy? It's hard to keep up. There's so many.
There are so many, for sure.
Yeah. Noah Donahue. This is a Belfast case that fits a lot of this stuff. This is big news in the United Kingdom or whatever. 2020, he was found in water. That was kind of an interesting case. This is that's One. I think we covered that one. I think this was that was Dallas. Yeah. And this is the Tim Dillon Smiley Face Killer, episode 170.
Yeah, I haven't. I just watched Tim Dillon's comedy sketch special, and I was shocked that he makes jokes about the bodies being found in Austin, literally in his set.
Really? The one that was it Welcome Home Mom or Welcome My Mother? He did. Wow.
Thought it was interesting. It made me text message him because they definitely understand what's going on.
Oh yeah. I've had communication with Tim Dillon. Like I have my. Yeah. I wonder if I can find my screenshots of our chatting. We chatted. I tried to get the guy that he talked to. This is him. I made a mistake. This is him on Tinfoil Hat 170. But he did another one. This is the other one, episode 132, where he sat down with an exclusive interview with an anonymous guest who had a run-in with a sinister and mysterious alleged group known as the Smiley Face Killer. So this is back in 2019. He knows. This guy's well-informed, man. There's no question.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on Rogan so many times. Yeah, Stage Drowning. Say Stage Drowning. William read your newest book on the subject. Great work. Keep it up. Thank you. Yeah, go read my book, guys. A lot of work. 400 pages.
For sure.
Almost a decade of knowledge. A lot of different. It just shows the other researchers in this. I probably should put some more chapters in there. If I do, I'll put one with Stage Drownings in there because he has cases that I've overlooked or forgot. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I love his profile and what he does on Twitter. That's a great. I love how he packages these stories. It makes them so easy to digest. Yeah. Again, it's so important because people really don't want you reading these just these articles about these men when they happen, especially in a group of them. Because when you're able to read more than a handful, the light turns on for so many people.
Yes,
that's why your book's important because it makes your books. It puts it in a very easily digestible place for people to read it without having to be up all night. I think you really do.
And clicking around, so it's all there.
Correct.
So you can hold it in your hand. You can read through chapter by chapter. You can see all the cases. I have an index at the back, 375, 375 people at least. I mean, it's not complete, but it just shows the enormity of it. Like, oh, one person died, blah, blah, blah. That's it.
Right. Well, I mean, if you looked at what's going on in Austin, if you just read by what's being fed in the media, you would think that, just a bunch of drug addicts and people are swimming in a lake, just drowning over and over again. It's just crazy, right? I mean, and if the police are censoring the story and the media won't put out the story, what chance do people have to really understand the truth? Pretty interesting.
Yeah. I found my Tim Dillon things. You wanted me to read them? I'll check them out and see if I can bring it up.
Yeah, I like him.
He's
got guts to talk about this.
I sent him this. So I sent him the podcast. I listened to your podcast. This is me for the audio people. I listened to your podcast about the smiley face killers. I suggest you watch my documentary on the subject. Phenomenon of college-age men disappearing, later to be found in waters global. I've done many interviews on the subject. You can listen to it on my YouTube channel, which no longer exists, and I will never get it back, according to YouTube bastards, even after Trump's in power. Then Dylan says, who do you think is doing it? And I said, offer a few types of people at the end of the doc. I titled the section Offender Typology. Do you know the meaning of the smiley face has an esoteric meaning? All right, let me see the next one. We had actually a fairly long conversation.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't remember this, at least 3 or 4 years ago.
Huh.
So yeah.
It's funny just him talking about that bridge. I'm not sure what bridge he's talking about in Austin, but
I don't know either.
Yeah, because the kid who survived got thrown off a bridge, but he got thrown off into the Colorado River. And there's been that bridge where a couple of people have been found. Our friend, the victim Randy.
Lexfold, yeah.
And that same creek, they had the other guy that also survived. It was just like the guy in the Colorado River. They both had $100,000 worth of medical bills.
Right. Yeah, that's Christian Pugh and then Jim Jones or John Jones or
something like that. Yep. He doesn't want to talk either.
Guys. Yeah, I bet not.
Scared shitless, rightly so.
Yeah. So Dylan says, no, what's its meaning? William Ramsey says their universe is a big joke. Have you seen The Watchmen? Dylan, no. Written by occultist Alan Moore. The character of the comedian uses a bloodstained smiley face. Dylan, in your estimation, is this all occult like these groups are loosely affiliated under that umbrella? Are these sacrifices, etc.? First question, most likely something like that. Many perps connected by occult ideology. Have you seen the film Broken by 9 Inch Nails? They say broken, just like Rogan. It's incredible.
Yep.
Dylan, no. Second, as far as sacrifices, perhaps. Dylan, so no one really knows anything. William Ramsey, I included in my documentary. Dylan, we're all still at ground zero. Ha 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 ha. WR. Well, I think some law enforcement's resources, the perps could get caught. Anyway, I could do all 6 of these if you want. I don't know.
Interesting. No, thanks for telling me.
I
think he needs to help us more. It takes courage. I mean, this is the biggest story. I've been saying this for years. That it's amazing. We're all talking about this, but like it's getting so big they can't even ignore it in Austin. And there's other places that it's equally obscene. It just doesn't get as much press. For instance, the salt shed in Chicago, right? That place is straight up dangerous. There's been 3 people murdered from there. Right. The Mirage in New York.
Right. Yeah, there were 3 back-to-back in a month or something like that, right?
Something like that. And the last guy texted that there were dudes waiting outside on him, and he ended up in the same creek. And I've heard some rumors about some stuff found there too. So, yeah, it's a lot. It's in your face. It's just if you're looking, and actually, it's so hard for people to see that stuff because it's just being censored.
Right.
Let's talk about Cole. You want to talk about the Iowa 4 and Kohlberger while we can? I mean, again, I think that's something that is not talked about enough. I hope people can kind of understand. I really believe the Hudson Lindau was a victim.
Yeah.
I do.
Of this style.
Strongly. No question, the more and more we talk about it, because I think it's already been pretty much been confirmed that Brian Kohlberger was actually in Idaho, at the time that Hudson was murdered. You understand that? Like,
right. He's there as a graduate student, right?
He's there living with people. He doesn't have an apartment yet, and he had friends there already. So he was supposedly living on their couch, or, but living in the area. See, this is why I wanted to bring this up to you, William, too, is that we're supposed to believe that in this town of 25,000 people in Idaho, that they've had 2 smiley face murders, and then the same the Idaho 4 were murdered.
Right. Just really gruesome thing.
We're supposed to believe that those 3 crimes are separate in that small town, I don't believe that. I don't. And especially when you start, it just seems that there's a lot more going on there with Kohlberger. And
for people who don't know, you have to look at the scene of the crime of Hudson Lindau. It's like a lake that it's a stream. It's not even a stream. It's a brook. It's like
3 inches of water.
Yeah, if that. Like I could
Correct.
just step across it. I don't even have to jump.
Correct. In the middle of town.
Yeah.
And
little hokey old bridge, like it's almost like a bridge that people just do it for reasons of the looks, the beauty of it. They don't really need a bridge there. It's like so crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you were the one who told me that there was another man in the same creek, like 3 years before.
Yes, there's no doubt. There's somebody was found there in the same circumstances.
Yeah. So, and that Hudson left the same fraternity party, the same fraternity specifically that the Idaho 4 were at the night they were murdered. Right?
Something like that. I think that the Idaho 4, like 2 of the girls were at a party with Lindau or something crazy like that.
Well, they were definitely friends because we have that picture. That's right. At the murder house.
Right.
Again, way too many coincidences. I normally wouldn't even be talking about this stuff, but I just think that there's been other things I've read about the case that it just makes me think that it's the same people, and that Kohlberger didn't act alone, and him turning his phone off intentionally to try to elude you understand what I'm saying? Like trying to elude police. He's already admitted to that. I find that extremely suspicious. Again, that's something that is done in a lot of these cases where the phone is constantly manipulated, turned off, turned on, right? So people can't be tracked. So a lot of smoke here. I wonder if people are actually asking him, because I would love to see what he would say under a polygraph.
Yeah, me too. For sure. Just more and more cases. Oh, one of the interesting thing, I was looking through my old files. Maybe I should pull these up, but the Naz Rahimi files. And since I've been doing this work and Scarlett Blake, this transsexual who was caught and convicted of a smiley face killing of Jorge Carreño, who is transsexual. Going back and looking at those old case files for Naz Rahimi is so creepy.
It is.
It is so freaking creepy. It's like Silence of the Lambs creepy. They are chilling. It's like real life, like ice. Like it makes your bones marrow turn to ice.
It's scarier creepy. Than stuff that you can try to see on TV. I mean, it is so crazy. That case of all of cases too. Yeah. I've said I keep going back. I tried to get the police report for that story, and they turned me down. The police did.
I'm not surprised.
I really am. And because the way that whole story too started out, that they used the drug LSD as an excuse that, why he disappeared, if you remember. Right. And it was the person who the media made pretend like she was a hero and she was a transsexual. And she was the one who gave him the LSD. Supposedly, that's what the story was. And then pretended that she was concerned and that all her and her group of people who were with him all put out the same post on social media, right? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And then they saw my post on social media and started asking me questions, and then unsolicited told me that they knew where his shoes were, of all things, and they wanted me to meet them at a gas station.
Right. Oh,
that's the weirdest story of all time. When Naz was finally found, he had so much trauma that when they was reported in the news, and you can't find this anywhere, they took this down. That when his body was found in the creek at the park where he was last seen, that they said he had so much trauma that it looked like he had been hit by a car.
Crazy.
Just amazing, yeah. And all of those people led back to the gayest bar in Atlanta.
Yep.
Called the Eagle.
Yep.
Which sued the Atlanta Police Department for roughing up people in a raid where people are having sex in public at this bar. But that's one of the most interesting cases ever. It sticks with me.
It really is. It's just so dark. It is so freaking dark. I'm trying to find this picture because it'll blow people's minds. Like they won't even believe it's real. But it's from the Naz Rahimi case. But the connections to West Memphis 3, they would not believe it. They cannot believe it. It's the same tattoo that Damien Eccles has. I can't find. I wish I was. I didn't know I was going to get into Rahimi, but
yeah,
the transsexual thing is now back in the front of my mind. That there's like transsexual malefactors with. I don't know if you follow the cult, the Z's cult or whatever.
I do.
We're multi-state murderers, right? Shooting in New Hampshire, outside of Philadelphia, California. So they're sophisticated, right? They're sophisticated killers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Let's see this tattoo. Oh, man, why isn't this doing it for me? It's not showing me the right way. It is absolutely crazy. Rahimi, poor guy. He's from Perth, right? He's like all the way out there. I had somebody reach out and like, oh, you studied Muhammad. He was told that he died accidentally. I'm like, well, you got some bad information, bro, because he was involved with some sketchy ass people, man.
Man, really scary.
Yeah.
Yes, really scary, bad people. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the worst cases ever.
Okay, I mean, this is gonna blow your mind. This is from the Naz Rahimi research that I have. I'm going to show this here. You see this guy? This is from these weird sex clubs or whatever from Facebook. You'll see this is an 8-starred point of chaos. It's used by I think it was used by an author Moorcock, but it's been adapted into kind of chaos magic. But if you see this, see that black dragon tattoo?
Yeah.
I've seen that black dragon tattoo on other people. I'm pretty sure it's the same tattoo that Damien Eccles has.
Is that woman in the back? Is that the same person? Where did you get this?
I have all this weird things. Lilith LaFay was one of these BDSM, and I've always thought about the BDSM.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're all in these. They're in the gay club, but there's all this weird stacking BDSM stuff with weird connections and strange people. And this is one guy who's involved in that tattoo.
So I've been to that park. I went to that park myself. And that park is in a really a nice part of town. That's not a scary part of town at all. It's that where the creek is, where he was found and disappeared, is like probably 3/4 of a mile into the woods. Very not a deep, probably waist deep, maybe at the worst. And
I had a picture of it. It's not a Russian. I think this is there's the picture where he was found. Let me see.
Yeah, and I've seen other pictures of people in that lifestyle that were at that park. Yep. Right.
Does that look familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. Give me a break.
Yep.
This is very common. People they envision these people dying in these rushing waters or terrible, things. Ladybird Lake is a pond, man. It's there's nothing. I don't even think it's slow moving. There's just nothing there. These are these people like Hudson Lindown. They're in they're close to water, but the water isn't treacherous. You fall in and just stand back up. I mean, it's a total joke. Right. Much like Riley Strain. I don't think that river is very fast, even at that time of year.
It wasn't.
Yeah, come on.
Total excuse.
Yeah, they're covering this stuff up, dude. There's no question in my mind. One of the interesting things. Oh, sorry. One of the interests. I'm going to give credit to Lena Adjit. I've talked to her about Lisk and all this, the Long Island serial killer, but she sent me this. It's an interesting thing. One of the most deranged serial killers of all times, Israel Keys, had a smiley face tattoo, and it's in this statement. The statement and they talk about his scars and his tattoos, but a brand on his upper right arm looked like a smiley face. So there it is. I mean, and he was like a white supremacist. He would like plot and plan and travel around the country to kill people. And he said he would have kept on doing it, except he got caught like crazy. But the weird, like, so these guys know this smiley face culture. This is from this is a slide from Corpus Christi Chronicle, serial killer. Recent discovery of body at Leon Creek wastewater facility. Who else was found at a wastewater facility? The first two guys, right? Andrews and the McLean. What was his name? The first guy from New York City. They were found in the Owl Creek wastewater.
Yeah, there's been many people.
Harris.
That's that's close to where the Mirage is too.
Yeah, in Nick. New York. Is it Nick? What's the first guy's? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. The first, like the victim 0.
Adam.
The guy who was at. Oh man. Anyway, it's just like there's some of you recognize these similarities. This is an interesting. These are some of the guys who are doing other shows. This guy, the paranormal investigator, he's had like 1 million views on this.
Really?
Yeah, like on the series. He's got a strange twist. He's kind of like a spiritualist. He has some kind of weird spirit box. But he's there. He on site talking to victims and stuff like that. They were on another serial killer show. That's like, I don't even want to show the slide, but this is another. I know his name, but this is another body I know the name of, but the police of the Ladybird killer of the Ladybird Lake. But the police will not know his name. They don't know his name. So, like, why isn't this published? And he's dead, much like the Israeli kid was too. Same kind of environment. Crazy. I don't even want to show.
So there's been multiple victims like in the same part of the lake. That's something that they don't talk about enough. Yeah, you just pulled that.
I don't want to show that.
Yeah.
Brian Lopez. 2024. That's Walden Pond, right? Is that Massachusetts? That's actually a screenshot of your stuff.
Yeah, Alex Garcia. That was a case that just happened. That in California, Tanner Prentice.
Tanner Prentice. Has he been found yet? Oh, that was guy. He was found in water, right?
Yep, the next day.
Yep, that's right.
2 days later.
Big Bear. Poor guy.
Again, out with friends, though. I mean, it's almost comical.
This is in one that I covered, which I didn't have that information, but I covered Jake Anderson as a Univer, Minnesota, and his dad flat out said he was abducted and killed, but they didn't know that he was frozen. They didn't know that he was frozen, much like Kapfer, right? Kapfer was frozen.
There's a lot of
original, one of the original Gannon Gilbertson guys in case studies in forensic drownings, Kapfer, where they found him frozen. And it was why that one serial killer was called the Iceman, because he would confuse the cops by putting bodies in ice before he dumped them. Right? Mm-hmm. Kuklinski. His name was Kuklinski.
Yeah, Austin by far is the worst that, I mean,
Pat
anybody's
McNeil,
ever seen.
Thank you, Pat McNeil.
Yeah, Pat, victim number 1. Gosh, totally just spaced.
Stage Drownings asked, wonder how Nas became friends with these people since he isn't from America. I think he left Australia and he was investigating the gay lifestyle, though, right? So he was like in the process of coming out, is my understanding. And so he hooked up with people in the LGBT community.
Caleb Harris was you were talking about in Texas. He was found in like a wastewater.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. This
is that whole kerfluffle about this guy from MS-13. He has the smiley face tattoo on his knuckles, among other gang signs. So it's like a gang sign for some of these people. That's the whole thing. They don't get it.
Yeah. There's a lot more that's left there, though, that people just focus on the smiley face. There are other symbols.
Right. Good point.
From what I hear, but the smiley face is what really people have latched onto. It's really more than just a stupid smiley face. It's they taunt families and police and like so much. Like we were talking about Austin about what happened to Eli on July 4th. Putting a body right in front of City Hall on July 4th is taunting. I don't,
Right.
having a gunshot and having no gun is taunting. There's so much of
taking
that
their clothes off. Like, obviously,
correct.
Nobody's going to go into their underwear and crawl around Lady Bird Lake. Like, it's done as a taunting, a mocking, and a desecrating, right? Like humiliation. Yes. Like, hey,
for sure. It's only part of the crime, but the crime doesn't end; it continues. Right. There was a guy too in Austin probably 6 months ago that was an older gentleman, and he vanished, and he was visiting in town, which is common, and they found him behind not Lady Bird Lake, but they found him behind Lady Bird Wildlife Refuge, and he was missing like 2 weeks. So there's something really sinister going on. And they're trying to pretend it's just Lady Bird, but that's only part of the story.
Wow.
And it's strange not that the University of Texas doesn't have students targeted.
That is strange because that's usually the pool, right? Is this
right? We're not seeing that.
Yeah.
We're seeing all kinds of stuff. And, again, this week they had a body. They found a body, and that was the second body. There was a 23-year-old last week in Austin. I'm not sure if you know that. His name was, I believe, Ryan Moats.
Nope.
Yeah, I posted that. Ryan Moats was 23. He vanished. And the mayor and everybody didn't say where he was found, but just based upon his dad's Facebook post, he was found at a park and in the Colorado River.
Right.
So then they found a body this week again in Lake Lady Bird, and they were trying to say that it was a legitimate drowning victim because a guy went missing paddleboarding. So that may be true. But at least whatever happens, they're at least starting to address it differently because there's been so many.
Right. Yeah, no question about it. God, it just goes on and on. It's crazy. This is another one. Liam Tillman leaving a bar, February 2nd, 2025. Another thing, another 400,000 people, 2025 April, about the deaths in Austin. This one was one in, I think, Scotland.
See, I was just talking about that. There's a guy missing in Scotland right now.
Sebastian Sales, March 2025. Left a pub.
Yep.
Recovered a body.
Yep.
It's all the same story. I mean, it's almost like AI's writing it. Like, and this guy's it's what they all look like. Kind of skinny young dudes.
Just set up. These guys really think they're safe and are just walking out of places, and they have no idea they're about to be in a fight for their lives.
No idea. One of the interesting ones that's a copycat, but a female, is Nicola Bulley. So people in the UK all know her name, but the US they didn't really cover the case as much here. In the
I
US
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. She disappeared out, I think, a walk with her dog, and then they checked the river over and over and over again. Then 2 weeks, she's found like upstream, same river. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you bring up, but that happens a lot and that's unnoticed. And a lot of these cases, this, but there's usually a cluster of cases, and it's not just a young man. It's just the young man gets the publicity more so than the other people, where it could be.
What was the one in Truckee? The girl that was a huge case, and that she was 16, and she was found in Kylie Rodney. Remember her?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she had been put in the backseat of her car.
Yeah,
and then pushed in. Was it a reservoir? A pond?
Prosser Creek Reservoir.
Yep, reservoir. Leaving a party.
Yeah.
Right. Vanished. There was a girl in Illinois too. Same thing. Like, the girls are more times than not put in their submerged cars. That's something I've said for years, that these cases are really, there's 4 outcomes that are practiced, and that it's drowning, fall, right? Like in a ravine,
sure,
or something like that, like in Ithaca, New York, or there's the submerged car with the victim in it, and there's the accidental hypothermia, freezing to death. That's usually the 4 crimes that they make it look like an accident.
Right. Oh, interesting story. Follow up on the Black Dragon tattoo. I was actually in like a bar, and saw another person with that exact tattoo, and I just wanted to say, like, what cult are you in? Like, that's some kind of like marking. And it's that goes back to this whole MS-13, which is a satanic horror show group.
Right.
They're not just a mob. They're not just a criminal gang.
No.
They have, like, the mafia has blood rituals.
For
they
sure.
have freaking rituals, and that's why they have these weird symbols like the smiley face. So.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because where a lot of these crimes are that have happened in Georgia is Gwinnett County, Hall, Georgia, Hall County, Gwinnett, Georgia, and that's rumored to be where the cartels are. So
interesting.
Where we've had a lot of the murders at Sunrise Marina. I'm sure I've talked about that extensively. Where
I feel like you've been posting on that too.
Yeah, I have a lot because there's been probably 6 people that have vanished up there, and that was actually the first place that they looked for Justin Gaines. Was at that same marina, and since then there's been like 3 people who own boats at that marina who vanished, wound up in the water. There's been other kids around the corner that have left parties. They closed down Margaritaville, which is right around the corner on Lake Lanier, because they had like 3 murders right there, and they had some other people that actually were legitimate drownings. They had like a Cocktail Cove right there. There was like there were a couple people. So that area right there of Hall County, Gwinnett, Georgia, of Lake Lanier has been the most active.
Wow.
Yeah, they put a fence around the Margaritaville I think it's at the Hilton there on Lake Lanier, and the company, the hotel made a decision to fence that part of the lake off so people would stop coming up and been drinking all day. And interesting.
For sure. This is Dash. Dash is reporting on that. Go check him out. Documenting ATX does great work. Great journalist. Citizen journalist. I think so. Yeah. I think he does not just this, but covers crimes and homeless issues and things like that. Chinese UVA student. This is from March 2025.
Yeah, another foreign exchange student.
Yeah, they like those. That's more common.
Sure do. They sure do. A lot of African exchange students, a lot of Chinese exchange students. Was it St. Patrick's Day?
Scotland 2024, Nick Fish.
Yep.
Partying at the Box Up venue, having a good time. Disappears, decides to go for a swim.
Yeah, really an attack on the West. I mean, that's something I just feel like it's just such a obvious thing these days because of how active the UK is, America, and Canada, more so than any. Like, our 3 countries are being attacked, like, constantly.
Yeah, what if it's a non-kinetic asymmetrical attack? Like, what if somebody, like, I always think of Reynard Sanaga, who was from Indonesia. So it's like it might have been an ethnic thing. Like, he was out looking for Anglo dudes, because he's from, he's South Asian or whatever you call it. So maybe there's like an ethnic animus or something like that. Like, I hate white people. I'm not
definitely a hate is part of it, and that's something I've said that other people don't say. There wouldn't be so many of these. There wouldn't be so many of these crimes if hate wasn't a part of this.
Right. Stage drowning writes 2 foreign exchange students dead in water at Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep up with all the stuff. It's crazy. We had 200 live listeners without much notice. So thanks for listening, everybody. Go check out Jim Smith at Smiley Face Cult on Twitter, and 2 documentaries. You can watch my documentaries on my Patreon, and then my book is out on Amazon. You can check it out. I mean, just incredible. Whedon Preserve is St. Petersburg, Florida. This one is what's this guy's name?
Yeah, I remember that case.
Yeah.
Another place that's got more crimes of these type of crimes that people understand is Florida.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lunar eclipse this week. I believe it's a strawberry moon.
Huh. Interesting.
Like a big one, like a blood moon almost. It will be interesting to see what happens this week.
Yeah, March 2025, Louis Piovasana. Yeah. Like, they definitely seem to definitely seem to like those lunar eclipses and the blood moons and strange
Definitely
things.
a schedule kept. You know, always end of the month. Seems to be a body dump every single month. You know, holidays, Memorial Day was really hopping, I would say, last week. I mean, that's when Alexis Garcia was found. That's when other people were found as well.
Interesting.
Right. They saved an ROTC kid for Memorial Day. I don't know. Don't think that's by accident.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just so weird. We're at the hour mark, Jim. Do you have anything else you want to share or anything? I think I'm pretty much covered all that stuff. I mean, I could probably do another show because I didn't get all my slides done in time.
No,
crazy.
You're great. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate just
anytime.
Always keeping this in the forefront, and you're so supportive. Thank you. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of this, my research is based on yours in part. I mean, there's a lot, but I have to go put my older research back out because I have to go back over. Like Naz Rahimi is opening up so many new things, man. And
Joey LaBute,
yeah, R.I.P. Those
we should do a whole show one time about the sexual nature of these crimes, with how many young men seem to be, not all, but just that segment of young men that are either gay or something along the lines. Both Joey and Naz I find so interesting, and something that's not really touched on very much.
Right. But there's the gay community isn't all, antiquing and pastels. There's some dark shit stuff going on there. There's ball gags and BDSM and really ugly, mean, aggressive behavior. It's not.
I've experienced some of that on Twitter from people. I'm not sure how to say this. Seem to be involved with that. That specifically follow me or try to taunt me, that are connected. Maybe they're. Right. I'm not saying like normal porn you get on Twitter. I'm talking about guys in gay porn, other really weird things that specifically that's been a thing that's come up over and over again.
It gets dark. Look at that stuff that came out with Glenn Greenwald. Like he's in a freaking dress, licking spit in some dude's toes, in
I think that's the least he's probably involved.
Yeah, they probably have more than that. Oh yeah, I think it's been proven that his husband, who passed away, was a gay porn star,
and that he was their pimp. Yeah, I just read that last week, and he's got 2 adopted little boys.
I always go back to that movie, that documentary Kink, because it had all those elements of water torture, community,
right? Isn't that what it's called? Aquaphiliacs.
Yeah,
I've done some research on that, and it is a very big community. You're right. I have seen that, and that's very interesting. That there are so many people that is a kink to them, about drowning people,
or they're just kinked out. They're just kinked out. So it's like here's this is the cover. I mean, if people haven't seen the cover of my documentary, let me see if I can pull that up, because then I'm going to play a video to finish out our discussion. But it's just going to be the king. It's going to be, this theme is going to be broken, because they mentioned broken in the Rogan Dylan conversation just happened last month. But I use a picture from Broken for the cover of the first documentary I did in 2017.
You're right.
So let me see this. I'm going to show this. Share screen. Oh, no, it's not the right thing. But yeah, so let me see if I can find this smiley face. There's the cover right here. So you'll see this is from the Peter Christopherson cover. It has a smiley face, but it's like this torture thing where they literally have a water thing and a dude tied up in his mouth, and it seems like he's struggling to breathe. Like it's almost like a reenactment, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is creepy, but it's like that show Kink. But here's the video file for the whole thing. from Broken. This is it.
Yeah.
There's the play.
Interesting timing.
Toilet, water, right? So this is the film. And they take their time, very patient. It's interesting. Peter Christopherson was featured in this documentary about hypnosis, and they're like, "Yeah, we didn't know he was that dark." So it's like going down into some secret chamber.
It seems like so many people these days. I mean, you see so many of these young men that go missing, and like they leave in the middle of the night or really early in the morning, and a lot of times they're wearing a hoodie and they have a book bag, and that's another common theme. Not just people leaving bars, where a lot of these men, or even some of the men leaving the bars, that's really dark.
Yeah, it's
really
super
dark.
Yeah.
Even a lot of the men leaving the bars, like they're wandering someplace with a purpose, like Riley Strain, and it just seems like they've been lured, that they're meeting people and they're definitely trusting people. And I can think of cases after case after case after case, like, even in Austin, where, or even the Princeton student, Lauren Blackburn, where they're walking someplace and where it's already preordained, it's already pre-planned, and that the people who set these people up know that there's no cameras there and that they're safe to do whatever they want. And then those people are gone, like Martin Gutierrez in Austin. It's just so many of these cases, or, like Randy Lexhold, he was out drinking and just vanishes. And
yeah, horrible injuries. Yeah. That's the other thing, is like these guys are really injured. Like Christian Pugh is almost dead. He's drugged, but he's almost dead. And then the same thing with the Jones guy in the hospital. Like somebody's beating him up. It's torture.
So you forget this, but the guy who I interviewed in Atlanta, who was the Georgia Tech student, he was the president of the fraternity. The media said he crowd surfed, and that's not a crowd surfed, train surfed, right? He had also $100,000 worth of injuries,
right?
And they never found his shoes. They never found his phone. And again, it links up with both of those cases where these guys were almost dead, and all their injuries were to their upper body, not their lower body, right? Christian Pugh was thrown off that bridge. That's what he says. And he was supposed to die. He was supposed to drown. He was supposed to drown. And for some reason he didn't. Same with the other guy who survived.
Jones, right? Wasn't
Jones,
it?
right.
The guy in Austin.
Shoal Creek. Is it Shoal Creek? I think that's what it's called. And it was where it's the same creek where it's the same bridge as where Randy was thrown off. Same thing. Just really crazy, sick stuff.
Very sick. Like something. I mean, people got to be very careful.
I mean, is there a more dangerous place? Is there a more dangerous town per se than Austin, Texas right now?
It seems like it's a frontier town. Like there's all kinds of druggings. There's fights on Rainy. It's just like a crazy, wild town. There's an
Wild West.
Yeah. Very blue. The most blue place in Texas. No question. And a lot of people traveling to and fro, right? So it's kind of like Nashville.
Very popular city. Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we had 222 live listeners. So thanks for listening, everybody. Stay safe. Check out Jim's stuff. Check out my documentaries, Patreon. And my book is out on Amazon. And anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up, Jim?
No, I just wanted to say thanks and appreciate you putting the light on and giving people like myself. You do such a great job. I love Igor. Like you were saying, he's so great. There's a lot of people who do a lot of great work, stage drownings, yourself. So I just appreciate being in the mix with you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for all your research. You've been at it for longer than me. So I think you said 2013, right? So it goes way back. Yeah.
2013.
Amazing stuff. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. Please share the show if you get the chance. Really appreciate everybody who listened. And everybody have a great weekend. And thanks, Jim.
Thanks so much.
You bet. Stay there.